Hey Internet, Eric here. If you saw my short that I uploaded a couple days, Jean-Claude Van January is over, and now welcome to Fantastical February. What I'm doing is every month on the channel for this year, we'll have a specific theme. Fantastical February is nothing but fantasy movies, so I'll be discussing typical fantasy movies, swords and sorcery movies, anything to do with fairy tales, stuff like that. Mythical creatures. And starting off strong today, I'm going to be discussing from 1982 Conan the Barbarian. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I discuss plot, spoilers, specific scenes, what have you. Like I said, came out in 1982. The basic plot of this is we are following the exploits of Conan. Conan is played by Arnold Schwarzenegger. And as a boy, Conan's village was raided by the snake cult that is run by Thulsa Doom, who's played by Earl Jones. Everyone is pretty much slaughtered. Conan is taken prisoner, and after years of having to push the wheel of pain, Conan goes from a young boy into the buffed up Arnold Schwarzenegger, living life as a pit fighter, and eventually he becomes a professional thief and is, I guess you would say, hired by Max von Sydow to rescue Max. Max hires Conan and two associates to rescue his daughter from Thulsa Doom. That's the basic plot. And of course, when Conan finds out who Thulsa Doom is, he finds out that Thulsa Doom is the one that killed his family and destroyed his village, and he also wants revenge. I grew up watching the second Conan film. So this one I haven't seen that often. Maybe I've seen it 3 times. Okay, this is probably my 3rd time watching it. I really like it, but there are some pacing problems. But let's get to it. Arnold Schwarzenegger as Conan. He's fine. Very intimidating, and that's because of his body. The man can swing a sword. The man can fight. When it comes to acting, he's a really good bodybuilder, and this proves it here. I mean, this is 1982. This is before he hit it big with Terminator that came out a couple years later, and then Commando and Predator and so on and so forth. He does what he needs to do, I guess you would say, by being intimidating. He does have a charisma about him, but it's more so he's there for his body and the way he can swing a sword. His partners are Subotai, played by Gerry Lopez. Don't know who this actor is. I like him. He's a very good sidekick. Very, very loyal. Has a little bit of comedy when we're first introduced to Subotai. He's chained to the walls, and Conan asks him, "What is he?" He's dinner for the wolves. That type of thing. They have a good partnership, a good kinship, a good loyalty with each other. And what I like about Subotai, there is I know I mentioned spoilers. The second person that joins them dies, and Conan is he has like a funeral pyre, and Conan, being a Sumerian, won't cry, so Subotai cries for him. You know what I mean? Out of appreciation and loyalty to Conan. So I really like Subotai. A great fighter, great archer, great with a sword, top notch. The second person that joins, 1 second please. Sneezing attack. Everybody in this house is sick. The second person that joins the group is Valeria, played by, what's her name? I can't read all the small print. Sandahl Bergman. And she's a great female lead. Beautiful, ballsy. Like I think like one of her lines that when Conan and Subotai are trying to question the motives, what to do next, she just off the top of the blue, okay, we got to jump off this cliff. You want to live forever? She's really, really cool. A great love interest for Conan. Again, she's a great fighter too, great with a sword. And when she is killed, she's the one that, I just mentioned, Conan has the funeral pyre for. You feel sad because you liked her. She was such a good character. The final person that joins their group is the wizard, played by Mako, who Mako I know has had a huge filmography. I honestly only know him from the Conan films. He was the voice of Splinter in the first animated Ninja Turtles movie, the CGI one. And he is Jonathan Brandis's trainer in Sidekicks. Good in this. Not much to him. There are some really cool scenes where he has to bring Conan back from the dead. And he's got a great voice as he's the narrator. He's the one telling Conan's tale. But in this one, he's just kind of there. Other than bringing Conan back from the dead, I don't think he does much or is very memorable. James Earl Jones as Thulsa Doom looks badass. He's got the long fucking wig, hair down past his shoulders. James Earl Jones is a big dude, so he's intimidating. He's got a presence. He could kill you just with a stare. You know what I mean? He's got mind control. He's a cult leader. Mystical powers. Motherfucker can change into a snake. Really, really cool. Low key, but intimidating performance. So the acting overall and the characters are really good. Fighting, maybe because of seeing the Destroyer so many times before seeing the Barbarian, I expected a lot more action. This is more build-up, set design with the characters, getting to know the characters, because the action is few and far between, in my opinion. It's good. That opening raid when Conan's village is taken apart and everybody's killed. That's a great scene. Conan's dad is really amazing. For what little fighting we get to see him. I love that the beginning scene with him and Conan, he's talking to him about the riddle of steel and their god Crom. That's a good fight. There's a fun fight where initially Conan and Subotai, they sneak into the snake cult's temple, Thulsa Doom's temple, to steal jewels. And Conan has to take on this gigantic snake. And the stop motion is pretty decent. No, you know what? I don't think it was stop. Well, there's some green screen problems. I don't know how much is stop motion, but it does look like the snake was real, because when Conan and Arnold Schwarzenegger is fighting it, it is wrapped around him. The snake gets stabbed in the head, gets shot with some arrows, it gets decapitated. That's really cool. The final, I guess you'd say, battle between Thulsa Doom's group and the three, Conan, Subotai, and Valeria, is really good inside the temple. After Valeria is killed, there's a final, I guess you'd say, battle with Subotai and Conan against Thulsa Doom's men out in the desert with some booby traps. That is really, really cool. Problems with this movie is, like I said, the action is kind of few and far in between. It's more build-up, more getting to know these characters. The set design is beautiful. I love it. The music is fantastic. Basil Palladores' score is... It's not... I'm not trying to say cheesy when I use the word epic, because this is Conan the Barbarian. It is an epic soundtrack. It pumps you up. It's grandiose. It's so good. I love the soundtrack. But when it comes to the fight, like I said, few and far between. This movie's a little over 2 hours. And there are times, in my opinion, when it kind of drags. You know what I mean? They probably could have cut out a good 15, 20 minutes to this film. And there are times when each time when I've watched this movie, sometimes I'm reaching for my phone just to do something while, air quotes, nothing is happening. But it doesn't take away from the story, from the characters. But a lot of times there is just moments of nothing, I guess you would say. Oh, I didn't mention Max von Sydow. Do I really need to explain how great he is? Barely in the movie, but he's really, really good. What else? Dislikes. For what it is, when James Earl Jones morphs into the snake, it's not the best, but 1982, Dino De Laurentiis. Is it De Laurentiis? I know he did the second one. Yep, Dino De Laurentiis, so that makes sense. The green screen, when young Conan is talking to his dad in front of the sky, noticeable. Again, 1982. My main problem with this film, other than, like I said, they probably could have cut out 15 minutes, is the final battle. The final confrontation between Conan and Thulsa Doom. Now, all these scenes we've seen of Thulsa. 1 second, please. Allergies. Okay, now I can't pause. Great. 1 second, please. Again, sorry about that. Like I said, everybody's fighting something here. Final confrontation between Thulsa Doom and Conan. There's not much to it. It's literally Conan has killed everybody that works for Thulsa Doom. He's got his father's, because Thulsa took his father's sword when Conan was young. He literally just walks up to Thulsa. They look at each other and just whoosh, whoosh, and then decapitation. All that build up with what we've seen of Thulsa, his power, his mind control, the way to control these people in his cult, the presence, the size. The guy, if I'm wrong, I think it was Thulsa who decapitated Conan's mother. It's just literally hack, whoosh. That's it. No epic sword fight. No, if Thulsa Doom could turn into a fucking snake, he could do magic. No wizardry, no nothing. It's just, like I said, whoosh, hack, and then he tosses his head off. Badass, don't get me wrong, but all that build up to that, and that is really, really, really disappointing. And then it just kind of ends. He burns down Thulsa's castle, and then it talks about how Conan, lived many adventures, but that is another story. So, in the end, Conan the Barbarian, I really enjoy it, but it has its faults. Characters are great. Thulsa Doom is so intimidating. Fantastic score. There are, I love, and you know what, the scene with the witch is kind of cheesy. After there's a scene where Conan's fucking a lady, and she turns into, like, she ends up getting fangs, like, right in the middle of it. And I love it how she's attacking him, and he literally just grabs her and, like, throws her into the fucking fire. And then she screams and then turns into light and, like, zaps around like fucking Tinkerbell and disappears. It's cheesy, and stupid, but it's kind of funny. Anyways, though, fantastic score. When there is action, it's great. The set design is amazing, but they could have chopped out 20 minutes, and that disappointing, confrontation between Conan and Thulsa Doom. We should have had at least some type of sword fight or something. Oh well. That's it. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Comment below. Tell me what you think about Conan the Barbarian. Love it, hate it, don't give a shit. Click the bell. Coming up next, obviously, Conan the Destroyer. I'm going to discuss the remake of Conan the Barbarian with Jason Momoa. I am going to discuss Red Sonja. Never seen that. I've seen bits and pieces when I was a kid. Other things planned this month. The Dark Crystal Labyrinth. Bedtime Stories with Adam Sandler. I remember enjoying that. Like I said, fairy tales. We're going to discuss fairy tales. I don't know what else. My list is in there. But yeah, I got some fun things planned. Frenzy and I are getting together on either the 21st or the 22nd, I believe. We've tossed around the idea of a John Candy appreciation stream. Don't know. Melissa Hill's returning on the 28th so we can have a proper ending to our little interview. Gonna be a lot of fun. And then next month, Monstrous March. But I'll discuss that as we get closer. Either way, do check out Conan at least one time. And I'll be back with The Destroyer. Cheers.